Hey guys, it's Legend at Sick Boy, Legend the Sick Boy, Legend at Sick Boy, representing Duel Legion, coming at you with another deck profile video. And this week's video, just starting off our season 2 of We Are Duel Legion, is ShaDDoLLs. Alright guys, let's jump right into it. Don't want to waste you guys' time as always. So, we're going to start with the monster. It is a 40 card build with 26 monsters, 13 spell cards, and 1 trap. Okay, guys, with a 15 card extra deck. And starting off, we run 1 Ariel. Pretty much everybody runs one of her. She's just fodder pretty much for the ShaDDoLLs as well as Dragon. Like, you're going to come into rare situations where their effects are needed, and it's cool to have them. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to really pretty much primarily run, depend on Wendy and the engine that goes with shuffling and bringing out the ShaDDoLLs. As well as Beast for the added draw effect. You really don't use them for anything else besides the draw effect. Like, you can use them, but you can primarily just go into the draw effect. Alright, guys? Moving forward, call him my boy Manta. I just call him Manta for short because I'm lazy. Again, you know, he's actually really cool for them out of them all, as well as Hedgehog. So it's a 10 card ShaDDoLL engine. You can mix and match them, but this is usually pretty much standard what's going on. Like, I tinked and tattered. I try to be different, but trying to be different too much causes complications into dead draws and just really bad sticky situations. So it's pretty much standard, or like cookie cutter way, I guess, to say, to make this deck, but it is the best version to make the deck, especially since the structure decks came out for it, making it very easy to get the cards you primarily need to make the deck work. Cool. Moving on outside the ShaDDoLL engine, running into Mech Knight engine. And again, like I said, this is pretty much standard for its build. I try to mix and match. I try to find ways where I could put a unique spin on it or kind of like advance on it. And some I did, some I didn't. Pretty much it's a good deck the way it runs. So you run 1 Eclipse, 2 blue skies, and then 3 purples. You can always just mix and match, see how it is for yourself. But like, I even did stuff of running 2 Eclipse, running 3 blue skies, or running 3 blue skies and 2 purples, and or incorporating the other Mech Knights, just to kind of see how it would run with a bigger Mech Knight engine. Because you really have to sometimes primarily but the gammas for the side frames pretty much get in the way sometimes, or they're very bad situationals. But I did find ways around that. I'm just the driver right there as well. In case in point, when I use, like, I side deck betas. So, and betas are really great against, like, if you're playing against a spellcaster counter, like the pendulum counter spellcaster deck. Great if you're playing against them because it stops spell cards. So definitely, if you always want to have those as a side deck option. For me, I feel if you're running the side frame version as well, you should have those as a side deck option in order to advance on your plays. Or if you're going to get someone that really relies heavily on magics and spells, you can kind of work on them and stop them before they go into their massive plays. Like, if you're playing another fusion deck, the betas are definitely great because you stop their problematization and their other fusion cards. Definitely a great side deck option for you as well. Mixing it and made me want to play the side frames into it as well, instead of just trying to like fit more Mech Knights into it, if it makes sense. So that's the side frame engine, and that is the Mech Knight engine. Again, 6 cards for the Mech Knight engine, 4 just for the side frame, so it evenly matches up 10-10 with the ShaDoLLs. I mean, not the others, but with the ShaDoLLs. So it gives it that very good unique card count that I like, that fits it into 40 for me. For the remaining of the 6 cards out of the 26 monsters we have, pretty standpoint, it's a fusion deck, so Alistair is actually great in fusion decks, as we all know. So 3 of him just to kind of search for the invokes and search for himself as well. Where we find differences of opinion, some people run 2 damage jugglers. I just keep them at 1 and 1 trick clown. You could bounce around definitely with them, but they're situational for me, so I definitely would I would hold them in my hand when I play. So definitely just 1 and 1 helps you get yourself out of a situation. And for me, my tech into this one was Pinkertops, because he's very, 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 how can I say, he's very fluid. He fits very well in the structure of the deck. So he can come out, you can go Alistair if they have a full field, and you could just go Pinko taps right on top, and then go into Alistair's monster, or vice versa with any other, and card on the field, and pretty much bounce onto a link and just make it really comfortable for you. Like this deck, one thing I do love about it, one, it's very inexpensive to make the structure drop out, and if you probably got other cards on it, you can pretty much make a ShaDDoLL deck. And two, it's actually very, very flexible in the way it plays. Like it can handle bad situations. It's like such and saying going first or going second, it could really do well either way. So that makes it a very appealing to the duelist. The one price point is good, and the flexibility of it is really well too. So moving on into our one trap card, I should say. And there's a lot of builders that don't run traps at all. They just primarily focus on the spells. But I felt that was very silly, because especially because a lot of guys, like I said, since the spellcaster counter deck was easily accessible because of the structure deck, a lot of guys do run it, and it's a really good deck when the board is made. So it's very hard to get around that. For me, evenly matched, especially if I don't have a monster, and especially if they attacked already, I can even up the playing field and go back into my field, which I could re-amp anytime I want to, given the hand. So definitely I run one evenly matched just to stop them. I was running things like 2 impertinences and just throwing things in here, kind of see how it worked. But for me, during my test plays, the evenly matched fits the situation perfectly that I usually encounter that would make this deck lose. You know what I'm saying? So that losing situation, that evenly matched kind of fights against it. So it made it very valuable to me in my eyes. You might defer, but I do feel comfortable with one trap at least, and it can be played from the hand. So amazing, and evenly matched came easily accessible too. So it's not like a crazy card or hard card to get. Moving on to the spell cards, though, we're going to start off with the Alistair engine. 3 magical meltdowns and 2 invocations. Pretty simple, just to search out invocations for fusion. So you got polymerization all the time in this, and that's one thing I did like about this fusion deck, because I do like fusion decks in general. Because I did prank kids, and I have a referral deck. I still have the cards, so I took it apart. But fusion deck, like with heroes and with freaking metal foes, like they don't necessarily need polymerization. Like they have all these other crazy fusion cards that come out and that you can make them. It's obsolete in a sense. Like certain decks, like with prank kids and fight foes, you still can run polymerization, but they come out with so much support that you can search for outside of polymerization that just makes it really much better. Okay, that's just my adverse opinion on it. But yeah, that's a 5-card engine for the Alistair preset. I was running 3 invocations, but it gets to that point where you're dead drawing the 3rd invocation for no reason. That's why I came into evenly matched. Because when you're in a bad spot, or you want to have security before you go into a play, evenly match in your hand will make you feel more secure than another invocation from a top draw. All right, moving forward. 2 instant fusions. I run 2. Don't want to keep drawing into it. You do have to pay 1,000 for it, and you can't really facilitate an attack for it. So 2 is great for me personally. I do feel 2 is less cluttery. It's the consistency and inconsistency that I always thought of. Moving forward into the ShaDDoLL cards, I should say, right? But it would be 3 ShaDDoLL fusions, but I don't have a 3rd one. I couldn't find a 3rd structure deck, and I just substitute the 3rd one for Super Poly until I get the 3rd ShaDDoLL fusion. Super Poly works great as well too. It's just the adverse to dropping a card from your hand. You know what I'm saying? Still bounce around with it, still do other things with it. I was even doing a little trick with the 45 spellcaster, just kind of like with the spellcaster, but it was just too specific for me in the sense of, you have to have 5 spellcasters. Super probably helps out, because if you're playing against the spell counter deck, you just use their spellcasters and just get your freebie. So Super Poly is definitely cool in here for me. I don't see the problem with Super Poly. I probably might keep it like that because this has been doing well. And last, and definitely at least in a 40-card deck, is the 3 ShaDDoLL fusions. Pretty much 3. These are your polymerizations. This is what's going to take you to the dance, and this is definitely going to help you keep dancing. You know what I'm saying? Using that played out metaphor. But that's it for the main deck. Again, 40-card main deck, 26 monsters, 13 spell cards, 1 trap. Cool. Moving on to the extra deck. All right, we're running 2 constructs. The boss monster deck, self-explanatory. If you don't really know about ShaDDoLLs, she is the boss monster. She can strip things. She can special summon herself. She could come back from the graveyard and add a ShaDDoLL card to her hand. Like, she's really really, really good for this deck. Like, and you know, she's 28, so she comes out and slaps. Can't overpower things, but she can build a board that you can't stop if you don't have the right cards in your hand. So it definitely puts your opponent at a disadvantage, especially what else she plays with. Run one of her. I would have run two, but she's a 25 hitter, so I didn't want to get too crazy. She's just for when she can't really establish the board or hold the board, but she definitely can help me keep the board in a sense, especially with my link monsters as well. Forward, 3 windows. Pretty much self-explanatory for me. She can be catched with insta-fusion. She can be fused for. She can do a lot of great things, and they can't special summon when she's on the field. So, beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Moving into the invokes, that's for the ShaDDoLLs. Monsters, we run 2 Mechaba and 1 Raijin. Reason for the Raijin is just it's a situational card. It can't really work. It can't work at all against links. But if you're not a link, or if you're a bigger monster than me, I could just bend you over backwards and have my ways with you. It's my kind of like bullshit response to kaijus. Like, they clear your field, kaiju, haha, hee hee. Now I got a bigger kaiju than your kaiju. I slap your kaiju. Now what you're gonna do? You top deck an Insta-Fusion, Raijin, bend him, slap him. Good day. That's a good day. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I ran him. Just kind of like my bullshit response to a kaiju. But again, like I said, it's a bullshit response to a kaiju. So definitely still, it's situational. So it's just better to have a gun and not need it than to need a gun and not have it in that sense, right? And plus, I just like Raijin. So cool. One of my sea monster here. This is just to help me go into a fusion if I need to go to a fusion off of Insta-Fusion. And then we run 1,000 Eyes, ShaDDoLL Construct Link Monster, Alistair the Link Monster, as well as Morningstar and Omega. Alright guys, so this has been great. I definitely do miss you guys. You're going to be seeing, again, for Season 2, a lot more content. And I look forward to you guys liking, subscribing, commenting. Let me know your opinions, your thoughts. Let me know if I messed up or if you know a better way. It's open board. I really have a very, very thick skin, so I don't mind constructive criticism. But try to keep it constructive, right, guys?